The world is cruel. Like my dad always told me, he said, this world will chew you up and spit you out, and that is the honest to God truth.
Around 600,000 people are homeless on any given day in the US. Many assume that those on the streets have made the wrong choices in life or simply aren't trying hard enough. I spent time with two women who have been homeless for years to find out more about why it's so hard to get out of the cycle. What are we sitting on here? This is the bed. What's underneath these blankets?
Pallets, wooden pallets, and then cardboard.
It's not super soft.
No, not at all.
How did you guys come together to be in this relationship?
We were both homeless at the time, and I was going through a crystal meth addiction, and she was going through an abusive relationship. So I saved her from her abusive relationship like she saved me from drugs.
Wanting to find out more about the challenges that homeless people face, I spoke with Laura Guzman, the director of a nearby homeless resource center.
One of the most common denominators is people with histories of trauma. Among women, about 75 to 100% in many jurisdictions, women who are homeless have been impacted by child sexual abuse. So sometimes it's trauma, the reason, but oftentimes it's the inability to pay rent, making little money.
Nationally, there are only 34 affordable units for every 100 extremely low-income renters. So it's not surprising that many people struggle to pay rent, even with an income. But when you're on the streets, finding and keeping a job becomes even more challenging.
Challenges that we have: lack of sleep, no address, transportation to getting to those different jobs without getting a ticket, not having a working phone.
When you're homeless, it's a 24-hour job. You have to walk to try to get a meal. You have to wait for the shower sometimes all morning. You know, if you're sleeping on the streets, that you haven't been hassled and your tent has not been destroyed. When people have this vision that people don't work, actually they're working all day long.
What happened with your last cooking job?
I quit one of them because we were moved around numerous times by Department of Public Works and the cops doing their sweeps.
Why quit a job if it's all you got?
It's all we have is a tent, and that's some place to call home. So it's either go to work or protect your place to stay.
A couple of days later, I stopped by Linda and Chanel's tent. Chanel was sitting outside sick with what she thought was food poisoning. So you guys are in the tent last night. Chanel's throwing up like crazy. What's that like, living on the street, being sick like that?
It's really hard because you don't have everything that's needed to really take care of the person you're with, or yourself for that fact.
For people living on the streets, transitioning from homelessness can seem like an almost impossible task, but that doesn't stop people from trying.
I want better things for myself, but being in my predicament and what I used to do put me here. And once you're here, it's like you dug a 50 feet hole and you're trying to climb out, and every time you get dang near to the top, you slip and you're back down at the bottom.